I knew it. Oh my gosh. Okay. 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 Where am I? Mute. Hi, you guys. How are you guys doing? Hi. Hi. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to make it tonight. Typical Mercury retrograde. Mars is kind of on the cusp of going direct. And I just got to pace myself with any interruption. But I'm so glad to be here. You guys, I have such an amazing, awesome thing to share with you with this new house. And our new minority leader, Jeffries. I have got a phenomenal story to tell you. It like has put everything else has just totally quieted in my mind, except for like these 10, 20 charts that just kind of got thrown at me because we had a new year, we had a full moon, we had a new house, we have an introduction to that house, we had a Pluto return and something, and New Year's charts. So I've been bogged down in charts. I'm sorry it's taken me this long to go live, but this is really, really good. Let me say hi to you. Hi, Ellen, Kim, Mel, Margaret, Almost Empty Nester, and Nana, and Carrie, and Just Joy, and hi, Charlie. I am happy. Thank you. Free Spirit, T-Barb, Facts and Fiction, Juno Spear, Charlene, more paper, please. How are you guys doing? Hi, Strawberry. And Glass. Happy 2023, everyone. Dr. Nancy. You know what? These creeps are trapped and they don't know it. And they are so desperate. They're being so egregious. And under these conditions, you make a lot of errors, especially under Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde. Remember, these guys got their start. They've known since November, but they have been percolating their ideas, refining their ideas until they were finally able to take over under the worst circumstances possible. I mean, I'm glad they don't have an astrologer, but my goodness, they think they have made all these strides and they were being so secret to do this, do that. Again, it's going to blow up in their faces because Don Julio always overreaches like that stunt last week. You could see it by Tuesday that this whole thing about getting Kevin in wasn't going to happen until January 6 came and went, and I'm afraid that that's just going to, like, just even that date is going to trigger this thing. So that was the big fantastic show, so that they did not have to pay homage to that date. And then distraction, let's create chaos everywhere and skip blah, blah, blah. I mean, this whole thing, even down in Brazil, you could see it coming from so far away. But hi, Sarah. Yeah, Kim C, just give them rote. That is exactly what it is. I am telling you, Jeffries has got this under control. There is so many things that have shifted into place. And I'm just very excited to share with you how this got its footing, okay? So yeah, you guys, they're just so screwed. So anyway, so we're just going to have to kind of sit and grin and bear it, because it is also Mercury retrograde. And Mars goes direct on the 12th, okay? And I think Mercury goes direct the following week. But, I mean, just what a mess. What a mess. What the worst conditions. So, this happened, okay? This makes me so happy. This was one of those moments the other night when I was doing research and trying to test and look at something in more depth. Meaning I was trying to find the asteroid for Hakeem Jeffries, and I found it. And it was just one of those things, as I just went through our history, like I started to weep. My eyes welled up in such gratitude and appreciation. And that's the story that I want to tell you guys tonight, okay? So last time we talked about this Pluto return number 3 that happened on December 28th. I think I went live like maybe the 29th. But the overall prevailing message was President Grant kept coming up over and over and over again. And it was the highlight. If you have the third Pluto return, USA 2022, and welcome new people. I am just going to sum up and say that 2022 was a really big year for the United States for so many reasons. We had what's called our Pluto return. Pluto returned to the place that it was when we declared our independence. And so Pluto was at 27 degrees Capricorn, 33 minutes, 6 seconds. Pluto is that planet about life and death, regeneration, transformation. It gives so much. It protects things, and it can transform and create magic and miracles. It is part of Scorpio. It is such a passionate planet, a protective planet, but it is destructive AF. When it comes to death, retaliation, you can always tell when Don Julio's Pluto is active because he wants to destroy things, burn things to the ground. He doesn't care. He just wants just the worst of the worst, the pain of the pain. That's like his Pluto, which is in his 12th house of secrets and hidden enemies, okay? This is what embroils him, what he obsesses about and thinks about all the time. So we had a Pluto return, started in February last year. We hit that point again in July, and then we closed off the year on December 28th, making that complete. So essentially, yeah, the United States was reborn last year in 2022. It was a long process. We have our first year comes up on February 20th. So we still have a little bit of a ways to go until this full year has made its completion, and it's gone through, it's affected all and touched all the signs in the zodiac. But then, we're in our first year and we were in eclipses, and things just get fired off again. So last year, 2022, was a year of flux and changes, but it's like we've got our footing now, okay? You can't rock the boat. It's, we still have a little bit to go before we're out of kind of this weird flux, I guess, so to speak. But we have our footing. We are a brand new nation. I know it's really hard to wrap your head around that, but we truly have been reborn. And so February 20th is the first year. And in my humble opinion, this is why Putin failing at his war, because he decided to invade Ukraine 2 days after USA Pluto Return #1, meaning USA was reborn. And it activated a part in the Russian chart because Russia, 1991, December 25th, is their chart, okay? And on that day, also at that same degree, at Capricorn 27, was dark moon Lilith. My goodness, I am going off on tangents, but I just want to tell this little story, okay? In the Russian chart, at that point, which Russia had a different chart when USA was born in 1776. This is in their 6th house, and it's conjunct their dark moon Lilith. Think about abandonment, the pain of the female, being left. No, like think about, Southwest Air and passengers abandoned. They don't have their stuff. They don't know where they are. They're at the mercy of everything going on. And it's crazy. You don't sleep. You can't eat. It's very vulnerable feeling. Well, dark moon Lilith, that's also the feminine that has been abandoned and abused and assaulted and left for dead, don't care. This hit the Russia chart, their dark moon Lilith, which happens to be in their area of the military. Okay? This is how destructive Pluto is. And because we had our Pluto return last year, every nation the U.S. was doing business with, had relationships with, such as England, it would reverberate out around the world, okay? It is no accident that we had our Pluto return, which in the astrology symbolizes the war we declared back on England, and like the Queen died last year. That's not a coincidence. Pluto, life, death, transformation, okay? So USA is reborn again. We are brand new. And what was so important with the last point that this happened, December 28th, that I was losing my mind over, and I'm going to lose my mind again, had to do with President Grant. Because in this chart, not only are we having a Pluto return, which is birth, Jupiter, that planet, good luck, fortune, miracles, windfalls, growth, expansion, growing, leveling up, opportunities. This was at the critical point of 0 degrees Aries. 0 degrees Aries is the first day of spring. This also represents the newborn baby, okay? And Aries has with it courage and confidence and fire and will. Aries is the god of war. It's going to defend you. So at this chart then, we have this huge beneficial planet at this degree. Asteroid Grant, representing President Ulysses Grant, is at this degree. And there was a whole bunch of other stuff that I was sharing with you guys that just kept hammering home, how it's like he's got the reins again, and he's like got his 14th Amendment and that coup act, what is it, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, basically being able to round up those supremacists, Nazis, for making Reconstruction difficult and intimidating other people. He was just able to round them up and put them in jail and get on, okay? So this is the tone of that third Pluto return, that we're closing up shop. This is the last one, and we're done, right? So that was incredible. Okay, so that was on December 28th. Then we had this full moon on, oh my gosh, it was on the 7th or the 8th. We just had, nope, that's the new moon. We just had this full moon. Anyway, it was over the weekend, I believe. Come on, come on, come on, come on. January 6th. So we had this full moon on January 6th. What a day to have a full moon on that second anniversary. That full moon, January 6th, happened to be the second year anniversary of J6, but actually the solar return, that sun was at that point, I think it was 12 Capricorn. It was actually happened on January 7th, on Saturday morning, okay? So we have a new year, we have this Pluto return, a new year, we have a full moon, Capricorn, Cancer, and now chaos last week with the new house, which was like all staged. And then finally the vote comes in, Kevin clears, and Hakeem Jeffries welcomes the 118th Congress. Are you ready? Are you ready? How are you guys doing? Let me check in, say hi. Hi, good evening, beautiful people. Hi, Linda Foster. Yes. Okay. Hi, Gloria. Jim Jordan is not going to go far. Okay. So, I just need to grab some cards. I want to see Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries is welcoming the 118th Congress. Was he amazing or what, you guys? He's got the mojo. He has the Ace of Wands. I buffered. Can you see me? Gee, when did I buffer? Was it something I said? I'm going to need a new nickname for him. It buffered at the Ace of Wands? Okay, so we're going to call him Mr. J. Does that work? Mr. J. You guys know who that is. Our new minority leader, Mr. J. You guys. Oh my God, he's got this down. Oh! The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. A new plan, a new idea. This is the first Congress after Pluto return number 3. Do you understand what's going on here? He welcomes the 118th Congress, okay? So that's saying to the universe, it is saying to our Pluto return number 3, I'm in charge here, the Democrat. I'm in charge here. I've got a plan. I have an opportunity. This is what the universe, this is what's being cemented with the 118th. This is before, McCarthy's just a leader. He's just a leader. He's just a person that has to do with leadership. But Mr. J is setting the tone. Do you get this? He is setting the tone. We just had a full moon after our third Pluto return, which reveals things, okay? And so now he has set the tone on what the plan is, where the power and the opportunity is, and the discussions that we have as a party, okay? He has set the tone. This is like totally upshowing what I don't. Steve Schmidt called it the thunderclap, and stealing the spotlight that Kevin was waiting for all week. Do you understand that? He cemented it just with that little bit. Okay, so this is Mr. J. 5 Wands, the Strength, the Wheel of Fortune. That's the infighting with the GQP aligned with other nations, because we've determined this 5 of Wands is kind of the leadership that is taken. There goes my throat. I would say that's a yes. And Mr. J is extraordinarily strong. And this timing could not be more beneficial for what he's going to do. And the universe is listening to him. Oh my God. This is announcing the 118th. The moon, the Queen of Swords, the challenge is them getting their plan off the ground. Do you get this? So the moon, the outrage machine that's aligned with the China. We've got some courts going on internationally. And the Three of Wands, the plan that they are not going to be able to get whatever they're doing off the ground. Foundation of this, the Five of Cups. Yeah, he's really not disappointed, you guys. But the Five of Cups going with the fives, and fives are just hard anyway because you're just in the middle of where you've been to where you want to go, and it's hard just being in this five energy. But for those of you that don't know, the Five of Cups, it's like my 5-continent coup. It's like having someone outsider coming in over the bridge and just creating chaos here and then like leaving. Like the cups are how they enter, they destroy whatever they want, and they leave through another cup, through another disguise, okay? He knows what's going on. What's crowning them? The Four of Pentacles. Hanging on in power. But this power and wanting to hang on, I think, is more related to this 5-continent coup thing, okay? So it doesn't matter. It does not matter that Kevin finally, shocking, was electable after midnight on the 7th because there was no way they were going to do that on the 6th. There just was no way. No way at all. Okay? So this is what happened. So that amazing speech. Universe, show me that amazing speech. Because he set the tone. He set the tone. Doesn't matter what McCarthy says or does. In that moment, he's the leader welcoming the 118th. He's talking about all the things that they achieved, and he's talking about all the things that they will not do. You go back and listen to that. You hear more and more every single time, but that's what the universe in the Pluto return number 3 is hearing. He sets the table. He sets the stage, okay? So this speech, the universe has no challenge with that speech. The universe is just so at one, it's smooth. The Three of Swords. The universe knows there's been betrayal. The universe knows there's 3 swords. There are 2 different factions and a disagreement in the middle on how we're going to conduct business, okay? It's hard to get anywhere. The Two of Cups, though, the agreement, his speech recognizes that, the agreement, and talks about the past and who we are and what we're meant to be. And it's Mercury retrograde. It's Mars retrograde. The Six of Cups. We've got some unfinished business going on. So this speech, incredible speech, it was good news. It is very positive, and it spoke to so many on a level that everyone could understand. And it reaffirmed our defenses and our stance that we take. That speech the universe heard that there's a change in the air. But think of this 10 of Swords like the A through Z. And now this leadership, there's new leadership that's happening. The queens are usually leaders of another nation. But this Queen of Wands leadership, oh, and it's also that's Speaker Pelosi. Okay, so a change, we're done. We're done here. There's new leadership. His speech at the bottom rests on incredible support. Incredible support. What's crowning here, his speech. Look at A to W, Ace to W. The last card. This is the A to C speech, you guys. That's what's crowding the skies, and everybody knows. And this, yes, Temperance, Five of Cups. My yes card, yes, he set the framework, but we're still stuck at this Five of Cups. We have unfinished business, okay? The universe heard that loud and clear. But here's the chart. Here's the thing that I've been so excited to get to with you guys. So this is the moment. There goes my throat. So this is the moment. You guys, you got this? Julie, I will never forget the look Minority Leader had on his face when Kevin said, I want to remind the Minority Leader I got 100% of my votes 2 years ago. What is that? I'm going to have to go look at that. Okay. Okay. Yes, Purple Sky. The speech reminded us of who the real speaker is. It was a thunderclap. And that is what our new nation rests upon, even if it was for only 15 minutes that he spoke, okay? He picked up the energies and is moving forward, but we have unfinished business. It's Mercury retrograde and it's Mars retrograde. Those things have to be addressed, and I feel like this year was started on those retrogrades, and it's going to be a year of revisiting things and getting things straight. These guys cannot go forward with their plan because Mercury's retrograde. Do you understand? Jim Shoe Jordan, they think they're going to get these rules off the ground in their plans. They can't. This was the same sort of setup that Pootie decided during the Olympics last year, during Mercury and Venus retrograde, to go to war. It doesn't work, okay? So, this chart I have for 12:57 a.m. What's happening? I think Aguilar has introduced him. I didn't see that part, but he did thank him, okay? So this is when his speech starts, okay? The first thing I was losing my mind over was the fact that, goes my throat, on the ascendant, this is the eastern horizon, the western horizon. The sun rises, hits its point, it sets, and then down here, the sun's on the other side of the world, so we can't see anything. We can't see what's going on. So this point, the only planets in the sky are Mars retrograde that's shared between the two houses, and Uranus on the 7th house, shock and awe. Oh, but it gets better. So yeah, so see here, the sun is down here. All these things are on the other side of the world, okay? The eastern horizon is what gives life to a chart. You know, when you were born, USA Pluto Return, finish this. When you were born, Jeffries, Mr. J introduces the 118th. This is kind of like the timestamp, being born, the 118th. Oh boy. So on the ascendant is 23 degrees Libra. Now I am screaming and losing my mind right here because this 21, 22, 23 degree mark is very important in our history, recent history. So on the original J6, the moon was 21 degrees, 55 minutes. So I probably about the time Aguilar was introducing Mr. J, I think that 21:55 probably just went over the horizon into the area of secrets. So that's the J6 moon, okay? And then at 22 degrees, that is where the moon was with our first Pluto return last February. See this? So it's like this Pluto return, it just kind of like erased that to a certain degree because we were reborn. It doesn't matter. That is not part of our timeline anymore. Okay? So this is the moon, Pluto return number 1. And then at our Pluto return number 3, I think this also made me cry. Because at that third one, that's where asteroid Bida. Am I still going? Yeah. Was. Okay. And so, do you see this power that he is already, there goes my throat, he is coming to the microphone? This is what the universe hears, because it isn't just the words and him speaking, it's the energy of all of this, okay? So, yeah, that happened. It's kind of, we're reset, we're reborn. And then he starts talking how we're reset, reborn, and we're reset, reborn because D stands for deliver, and we did all of these things, okay? It trumps that moon from that day. And then it has just, it's like a flood of all this newness coming in, okay? And so here he is, taking the stand. Thank you for that. And then, you know, recognizes many people, including Speaker Emerita Pelosi, the greatest ever. The universe heard it. He is the magician. Look at his God-given talents are there. As above, so below. His language, oh my God, his language. You guys, he has the same birthday as President Obama. I have to tell you this one thing. I'm sorry. So he has the same birthday, August 4th, which puts the sun at like, for him, like 11 degrees Leo. I think Obama is 12 Leo. But here's the thing. When Mr. J was born, that's where his sun is. His Mars, the thing that defends him and he's ready for a fight and he's got that big heart, that big Leo heart, is conjunct. Okay? This guy's got firepower. Oh my gosh. And he's got staying power. And he resonates with PBO in that regard as well. He's got the language. I think his Mercury is in Virgo. He has a really nice chart. Okay? So he's got it. That's the thunderclap. Don Julio's Pluto is 10 Leo. The rising sign, the ascendant for the GOP, is 11 Leo. They don't want to be a part of him anymore. They want to break up with him. The ascendant 11 Leo is like what gives them life. But right now, the North Node in Taurus is 11 degrees Taurus. It really brings a lot of tension for the GOP in who they say they are and what they're going to be and wanting to break off with this guy. But he's got it going on. He has no conflicts. Okay? So, again, this is just some of the background of what's going on. You get it? Isn't this crazy? Hi, you guys. Hi, Marie. We're just talking about this speech because it's so pivotal going forward. We cannot miss it, and you guys cannot lose sight of it. Now, oh, and here's the other thing I want to tell you. This phenomenal, remarkable setup when he takes the podium, introduces the 118th, you guys can activate that vibe. If you watched that, played it every single day, you amplify this goodness, okay? So I just have a request that you guys maybe remember to feel free to listen to it whenever you possibly can, because it is like 46 years of staying power. Just saying. Okay. So, this spread was about that 21, 22, 23 degree mark. Okay. So, what is just slipped into the 12th house of secrets is where the moon was on J6. Okay. 5 of Swords. Look at all them a-holes destroying everything. the King of Wands. The challenge is the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. The challenge here with this moon is for Don Julio trying to direct and guide the thing that he wanted so badly because he failed, okay? So the universe knows he failed and that he had a bunch of jerks running around creating havoc, okay? That's what that moon meant until our first Pluto return number 1 last February had the moon at 22 degrees Libra. The 4 of Cups reversed, 6 of Swords, 7 of Swords. So at the time, 2022. So the 4 of Cups, that moon, Pluto return number 1, well, we've been sitting here for a while. Time to get our groove on. It's time to go a little bit, kind of a little unsteady, because this is our first Pluto return. We're like reborn. Things are a little bit shaky. The 6 of Swords, are we going to be through calm waters or not? Are we going to be able to transmit our ideas and keep going? We've got the 7 of Swords here. Theft, stealing, but it also could be revamping something. I've noticed, who did the 7s come up with? I think this was an... There's a 7. There's a 7. Okay, so he introduces this 118th. All of the 7s came up in this tarotscope I did. Over the summer, Biden kept showing up with the 7 of Swords, something stolen. I think it might have been the docks, the Mar-a-Lago docks. It also represents stolen, not stolen election. But it's also the theft of things that I find the 7 of Swords, you know, people who transferred this to this to this to that person, okay? So this is what that moon, the people, Libra 22, has its eye on at our first Pluto return. You got to get up. We're a little bit shaky, unsteady. What we were uncertain about now, there's movement, okay? Now, Pluto return number 3, just a couple weeks ago, at 22 degrees Libra, is Bida, B-I-D-A. That's the asteroid I use for our president. And that says, ooh, we have the Ace of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the Queen of Swords. Look at all these swords. I just feel like this 9 of Swords, this terror from these yahoos, are bookended by the truth and the courts, okay? Look at how much this 22 degree mark has evolved to this point. It's got structure, it's got a point, it has an idea where it's going to, and it's at the 9. It has one more step to go to the 10s, okay? And now this point, this 22 degree Libra point, has been remade because our Pluto return is complete. And now he comes up to speak and gives that lovely speech. We've got the moon, the 9. Oh, I need to get one more card for the 7 of Cups. What goes with this? So we have the moon, the 9 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and the 6 of Pentacles. So, a house divided, truth not truth. We have our eyes on the prize. He knows the path we have to take. He knows the direction we have to go. I love that there's the Scorpio here because the Scorpio is one about transformation. And there's a lot of howling going on. But the moon gives us stability. It, you know, is responsible for our tides and our seasons. It keeps everything stable and in check. So Mr. J knows what's ahead, but it's a clear path going forward. We have the 9 of Pentacles, we have security, but I think this is something different. And then the 7 of Cups, his speech is kind of layering over the 6 of Pentacles. Well, the charity that we're going to show with all of you, we're not going to break our principles. The give and take, I feel like this is like the bigger game going on behind the scenes, the give and take, the negotiating, bad guys laundering, crimes. But this Nine of Pentacles, these nines are really important. Okay, this does have to do with our security, but it does have to do with this Nine of Wands and Nine of Swords later. I'll show you, okay? This is what he's giving his speech. The universe has heard you. Oh, we've got the Magician. Okay, his talents. The Carol card, he is speaking. Oh my goodness. So this is an additional card. Oh my gosh. This is an additional card that I keep in my deck that has come to symbolize the discussion of like one country nation to another country nation. Those in power clearly defined at the top. He's at the top. He has an agreement. The United States, Queen of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and leadership, the burdens that we carry. But he's working his magic. You guys got this? Isn't this crazy? Yeah, I know some papers were found. There's going to be more to this story, you guys. There's going to be a lot. Just stick a pin in it. I'm not going to comment on that yet, but it's just, obviously it's not what it seems. And just, wow, that is for another time. I'm not going to go down that route yet, okay? Yeah, Bonnie, thank goodness we passed a lot of laws before last weekend. Way to go, speaker and the group. Yeah, they've been planning, you guys, they've been planning for this for a long time, because even the past year, I think that they were planning for worst case scenario, because they were expected to lose House and Senate, because that's just what happens. They put everything in order before this happened so that we would be safe. I am not worried at all, you guys. They like a lot of drama. You know, the media is going to feed off of this, and we're going to get these quirky stories once in a while, like those papers found in that think tank place, okay? But I'm just not going there because, and you know, even all this, Merrick Garland hasn't flinched. I'm telling you guys, he was done like June, July, when he took that trip overseas, got whatever he had to get straightened out there. I think he was probably talking with, you know, S.C. Smith. He hasn't flinched. Everything is going according to plan, okay? There are technicalities and things that have to be worked out, because you're like, there's rules that require so much notice, and then before someone can do this next step, you have to check off all these boxes, and we have to clear the obstruction bar every single time, planning for possible obstruction, seal it off, and move forward, okay? There's so much activity going on. So this is what's happening. New footing, new setting, the universe has heard it. Even how much that moon had, that point, that 21, 22 degree point, has evolved just in 2 years. So that is the first thing that I'm screaming out. Here goes my throat. Now, the second thing I'm screaming about is because I'm looking at this axis here. I'm like, what? So 1, 2, so this is the third house. This is like your communications, intercepts, rules, agreements, documents. This is at 23 degrees Sagittarius. I have been talking the last couple lives about all these eclipse points we triggered off from 2021, in particular, the losing a solar figure eclipse. That's the thing that kicked Donald out, okay? That particular eclipse, losing a solar figure, I think it was around like December 16th or so. The sun was 23 degrees Sagittarius. The sun represents a leader. At that particular eclipse, the sun was conjunct the south node of the moon. When you have a sun conjunct a south node, that is releasing a solar figure, someone in power, someone who leads. That is the thing that dumped Don Julio, because in the US chart, this is the USA Galactic Center. The galactic center of the universe, okay? The galactic center of the universe, the center of our solar system, the thing that gave birth to the sun itself. This it's a massive black hole. Wasn't it a woman who finally got the pictures of what that black hole looks like? This is your origins. It is untapped potential power, okay? Mr. J is giving his speech, language here. His language, his words, do you get this? Are resting at the USA Galactic Center. I don't know how more powerful you get with that. On top of kicking Don Julio out, you've got the Galactic Center. It's like he's like a megaphone for the Galactic Center. I'm going to tell you A to Z. This is what we mean. It's like he's just interpreting the message. Do you know what I mean? He's Galactic Center. What's going on here with this speech? Because I feel like something absolutely bigger, was huge, was speaking through him, and he could channel it. We have some unfinished business. The Six of Cups, the Three of Cups, Three of Cups. There's three branches of government. USA untapped. Oh, this is celebration. Nine of Swords. Knight of Swords reversed. Three of Cups. Well, this is we're dealing with the Galactic Center is screaming to us. Yeah, we see what you did, Tyr. Bad intelligence got caught. And Hakeem Jeffries is at the foundation of this, with the message, with all these things squished in the middle. Okay. So, again, the third house cusp, the 23-degree Sagittarius, is the thing giving life, bolstering this power of communication, okay? And in the USA chart, this is where the moon is. The people. That's why everybody heard it and went cuckoo crazy, okay? So we've got that. Oh my gosh, here goes my throat again. I feel like I don't even have, these cards do no justice. I need more cards. I should get my dog cards. I'm going to get those. Where's my doggies? Dog. I can't open my closet. Nope, not Divine Dog. Divine Dog. I like this deck because it gives emotions that you can kind of, I feel like I need them. Patience. Patience any day now. Patience. This is us, the people. We're being really patient any day now. What's going on? So, but here's the thing. This is already riding on so much energy. But not only do we have this Galactic Center and all this, the words that are coming out when he introduces the 118th post Pluto return number 3. He's redefining us. It doesn't matter that Kevin is now in charge. No, the universe is like, oh, this is what we heard. This is what we do. And then this Yahoo shows up and is going to, no. So already the universe, the timestamp, this birth chart of the 118th, because he introduced and welcomed. This is what it rides on. It sits on. USA Reborn. But at the very bottom, the third thing that made me go cuckoo is at the bottom of the chart, the lower heaven. This is like your gravitational force. This is what this rests on. This is like right beneath the feet of his podium where he is speaking. This is what you're anchored into. This is your family and your people and your clan. It's the spaces that you can't really always see, where we feel safe and where we defend home and we feel secure and comfortable. At that point at the bottom of the chart, look at this. The bottom of the chart is 26 degrees, Capricorn, 55 minutes, and Pluto is right there at 27 degrees. So even though Kevin might feel like he is destined to destroy stuff, because he's going to come in and try to destroy stuff, but Mr. J said, no, we've transformed and reborn. The power in his speech is what USA is anchored in the next 246 years. Can you believe this? Is this crazy? Yeah, show me some love. Who's not showing me love? Yeah, just hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, Strawberry. So, what's anchoring this is Pluto. Oh, 27 degrees Capricorn. You know what I said earlier about the 27 degree Capricorn mark in the Russia, their chart? That is their dark moon Lilith in their 6th house of military. Talk about leaving your military abandoned, left to die at the front line, your conscripts, the meat grinder. That is absolutely that. It just is going to get worse. Because, again, each of our Pluto returns, every time we have them, not only did our first one reverberate out, so did the second and the third. So there's going to be a lot of reverberating out going on just from the likes of our third Pluto return, and now Mr. J introducing the 118th, and what we do, we're going to squash you. Show me this Pluto. Oh, and look, and Venus is right there. Mars, the male, the masculine, is way over there. Very supportive, though, because this is a 4th house, 8th house. They're both defensive. And traditionally, water owns this real estate. But it's the feminine, the female, the gains that are there. And actually, she's an Aquarius, so it's the humanitarian aspect, feminine side of Venus, and what is good for humanity and what's good for the people and science and innovation and research. He set the tone. Show me this Pluto. This deck is so big, I just feel like I can't ever grab the cards like it. You know what? I need another card. Is it in this side? And they're... What? Is there anything? Nope. 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 Nothing over here. So this is Pluto anchored into our chart. Patience any day now. Be patient. Pluto reversed. Joy reversed. It has not been a joyful time. It's been a very everything under, that's what I just got under Kevin, to take our joy and not defend joy and the things that make us, and acceptance, loving what is right now. We are here right now. We are going to be patient, but we are not going to compromise our values. You might try and devastate and hurt us, but we are not willing to compromise anything for this. This is what our defenses are in. This is how we protect the home, one another, celebration, acceptance, and patience. You guys got that? Patience. How are you guys doing? Oh, it buffered? What? Buffered at joy. You're kidding me. You are kidding me. Okay, did you guys get that? we're not going to let them steal our joy. Okay? This is the key to how we transform going forward. Okay? Okay. So 1, 2, 3 things have me screaming. But wait, there's more, you guys. Wait, you're going to like this. Especially you, Dr. Nancy. So you guys know I've talked about sports astrology in the past and winners in a chart and winners in a race. And the winner, always, because if this is you, me, your opponent is always opposite of you. And whoever can land the knockout punch or have the benefit of like Venus, Jupiter here, they're gonna win. Horse race, hockey game, I don't care. All the sports do it over and over again. So, Mr. J is giving a speech. This is who we are. Look at the astrology card I had here was the sun, the warmth, magnificence, the sun, the center of the universe that gives life. Okay? He knows what our opponent is. And here, on the descendant in this chart, when he starts talking, is 23 degrees, Aries, 19 minutes. And what is squatting, sitting right on top of this at 23 degrees Aries, 55 minutes, is Eris. You know, FAFO, F around and find out Eris. She's got their number. Mr. J introduces the 118, and he's got the rein pulled tight. F around, find out. Yeah, we're going to be patient, and we're going to watch. You're not going to steal our joy. But you're my opponent in the same house, but Eris is here. Eris has showed up. Do you guys see this? Right? Yes. Oh, thank you, Purple Sky. So excited for this live. So, what's going to happen here? These are the good guy cards, the fresh card. F around, find out what? They're going to F around, find out this, this, this. These guys, they're finding out. What is this? Whoopsie, what's going on? What is this? F around. They're finding out this. Finding out this. Oh, look at that. Finding out. I guess these will go together. What's going on with my deck? Okay. That's what they're going to F around and find out. This is going to be a balancing act. The universe knows this is a very delicate situation for them to balance. The Emperor, because they have to weigh Don Julio, but this also represents Mars, which is retrograde, which will not defend the indefensible, okay? So they're going out there like, I'm the Emperor Mars, but they're so incredibly weak. In the GOP chart, their Mars is retrograde. So they do operate better with a Mars retrograde, but it's in Virgo, it's in square to this, and it's you know, you've got this Neptune stuff. So anyway, they thought they were going by the old playbook. They've worked this energy really hard, but Mars is going to go direct, and it's like I just see them all like slipping on ice. 7 of Cups. We are taking charge of the house. We're saying we're doing this, but really the 7 of Cups, this is MTG. Oh. The goal is to end the blockages, the 5 of Cups, because they want them to proliferate again. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? How are you doing? So, what just happened? What just happened? That was weird. Come on. Am I still buffering? Am I good? Am I good? Okay, I saw that happen. Okay, so they're going to find out they can't do this nightmare. This is a challenge. They're going to try and do this again, but it's just like a wet noodle. It's not going to go very far. The Queen of Cups, USA, there's not going to be support for what they're doing. This is a big problem for them. They think they're going to do all this stuff, but really it's going to go nowhere. They're going to keep trying. Everyone find out. So now, Mr. J's side, your opponent, Aries, is sitting on them. Justice, the scales of justice, you guys, the Justice Department, with lots of judgments. Justice, judgment. I'm always looking for these cards to show up together, and they do, and this means that someone's going to get charged. I mean, this is his speech. This is the energy dealing with the opponent. The universe knows. This is what's being laid out. Here's a quartz, the Queen of Swords. Oh my gosh. And they're just going to have to get over themselves, and we're going to be patient. So what does it mean for Mr. J? We're going to be able to fight back that Seven of Wands at the right time, right place. We'll get it done. And it's going to give us incredible strength. So this is what he's pre-paving before he is, Kevin is sworn in. This is what left out at me with this chart, and I'm just screaming because they're screwed. So there's that. Was there another one? Oh my God. Yes, there's more. There's more. There's more. Okay, so I'm going to show you what the more part is. Let me check in. How are you guys doing? Buffering. Okay, are we good? Okay. So we love YouTube. We love YouTube. It's just so amazing, awesome. Huh? Okay. Okay. So that is just the chart. Now, I'm going to tell you. Okay. So let's look at the history of this asteroid. I believe represents Mr. J. And this, I mean, after I was screaming about all this, this is where I started to get teary-eyed and just filled up. And it's just like, I think, yeah, since that moment, I just haven't really paid attention to what these yahoos are saying, because I'm like, don't matter. Doesn't matter. And I'm not going to be upset about it. So I'm just going to keep listening to that speech and activating that energy. Okay. So the asteroid I'm talking about, you know, let's put this up here somewhere. That asteroid, I'm like, I think this is it. It is. What number is this? Oh goodness, where's my cheat sheet of my notes? Because I can't do this part without my cheat sheet notes. Jeffers, there we go. It is 1, 9, 3, 4. There's like 30 asteroids with the name Jeff. This is him. This is him. And this is how I knew it was him. First of all, in the USA chart, it's 3 degrees Aries. 3 degrees Aries. At the full moon, Jupiter at the full moon on J6. And on its solar return, here we go, Jupiter. Jupiter is 2 Aries. Jupiter represents the law, our big house, our optimism, our faith. So USA is having a return of Asteroid Jeffers by way of Jupiter right now. Now remember, the Pluto return, it was activating a lot of President Grant energy. Isn't that crazy? Yes. Okay. And then, what now? Am I back? No. Why do I keep buffering? We're back. Okay. We even had cable out today and got some new lines today. I know it's Mercury retrograde, but we also bought this house during Mercury retrograde. But we signed the contract when it was forward. But anyway, okay. So in the USA chart, Jeffers is 3 Aries. Jupiter right now is at the full moon was 2 Aries. So it's going to be like sitting on the 3-degree Aries mark for several days, if not like a week. So he is going to get such a boost, okay? Now, for Grant, which was all over Pluto return number 3, for him, he was 17 degrees Leo, which is one of my favorite marks as an indicator from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in 2020. Basically, rewrote global structure, global power, and governments. Whether it's state, federal, local, whether it's your company, it promised a change in power and structure. And my goodness, just look at NATO. What happened there? Our alliances have been changing. The moon on that day was at 17 degrees Leo. I think I talked about this last time. This is Zelensky. Please don't buffer. His moon is 17 degrees Leo. The moon represents the people. Leo represents the sun. This is why the people and their president you can't separate them. You don't know where one begins and one ends with their big heart and commitment to their government and their democracy. So how appropriate then that President Grant, Jeffers, would be at 17 Leo. He's here for the game of the restructuring of world power government. Just like he was here for reconstruction. Here we have Jeffers, 17 degrees Leo. I forgot to add in that last live, at our Pluto return number 3, remember I was crazy because Jupiter was at 0 degrees Aries. President Grant, his Pluto is 0 degrees Aries. Screaming again, Pluto, transformation. So it's like a triple boost, quadruple, like an infinite boost from him back on December 28th with our Pluto return. Just because of this. And now like that's getting handed off to Mr. J. There goes my throat. Again, okay? You guys, we're in good hands. We're in really good hands. What else did we have here? Holy crap. What? Oh my gosh. Okay. So at the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, the moon was 17 degrees Leo. On that day of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, where is it? Jeffers, Mr. J, is 16 degrees Capricorn 22. The sun on J6, can you guys see this? Whoop. So the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, Jeffers, is 16 Capricorn 22. The sun on J6 is 16 Capricorn, like 40. He was made for this moment, a change in world power and government structure. You guys, this is carrying his future very far. He is just getting started. He introduced the 118th, set the tone for the next 246 years, and he's going to go very far. How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, thank you, Purple Sky. You're so awesome. You always weave everything together so well. So it makes sense, right? Yes, because we're not going to pay attention to their circus show. They've got nothing. Nothing. This is what's been carved into the crust. Literally, when he was standing there giving this speech. So that was then. Oh God. Okay. And so like this is why I'm like crying. I like couldn't stop smiling the other night. So, Pluto return number 1. We're going to talk about that again. I was talking about that earlier because that was related to this chart when he introduced the 118th. Oh my God. I wanted to draw cards on this. I need to make more space. So, Pluto return number 1. That was, remember, on February 20th. Jeffers, you guys are going to poop, was 14 Libra. Do you know what 14 Libra is? That is USA Saturn. Our scales of justice in the 10th house. In the skies, everyone knows USA is all about our laws. No one's above the laws, supposedly. But basically, our laws are scales of justice. And the 14 degrees Libra. Oh, Don Julio's so mad. This 14 degrees Libra is Don Julio's Chiron. His wound. Democracy wounds him. That's why he's so motivated to destroy it. And he needs an accomplice to do that with him because also at 14 Libra is Juno asteroid. He's married to it. He has this wound. He's married to it. He needs someone to help him get rid of it. Yeah. This is where he was at our Pluto return number 1. So the universe got the memo on the 20th. Jeffers stands for scales of justice. And he's been working with a Speaker Emerita this whole time. Let's get some cards. Can you believe this? I know Nancy was part of it too. Okay. So, that's that. Jeffers, the 2 of Wands. Pluto return number 1. He's standing there with leadership in hand, working with Pelosi. 14 Libra. USA Saturn, stability. How does that relate? He relates to this. What? Oh, okay. So, the universe picked up on him at our first Pluto return, the scales of justice. Now, this speech that I've been talking about this whole time, the setting of that speech is, they're like, I remember you. Yeah, this is what we're doing. Oh, this is the 118th. Yeah, you have a plan. USA remembers you, the scales of justice. Oh, 8 of swords. That looks like jail to me. 6 of pentacles. We've got that 4 of cups. What? Oh, charitable, jail. But we remember the 4 of cups. This was the Pluto return number 1. Yes! It's the Pluto return number 1. Remember, this showed up for the Pluto return number 1. You guys, these cards are smarter than I could ever interpret them. I just can't even. So, he's 14 Libra. This is USA Saturn, the Empress. She has, this is everything that our laws bring to us. Stability, growth, all the resources we could ever need over and over again. But it is healthy, it is rich, it is more abundant and fertile than imaginable. It also represents the Russia and the GOP, okay? But for him, they see him as relating to the Nine of... he put that out there because we were caught up in this anxiety of the past year. But the Pluto Return 1 has bridged us to the Empress, fulfillment, every more than we could imagine. Now we have here, I'm sorry, I'm getting texted. We have here Saturn relating to Don Julio with the speech. Well, Pluto Return 1. His Chiron and his Juno. What? The devil. He's the freaking devil. He's a freaking devil. We're trying to get rid of him. There's those pages in the Pentacles. Those are people with data. They're gonna get in trouble. Look at that Two of Wands. The devil and the Page of Pentacles are in trouble. Jeffries has their number. So the Saturn USA relates to the plan, the Three of Wands, that's being put out to counter all of this crap. We have Don Julio then having to deal with all that. Putting a conspiracy together. He sucks. He couldn't pull it off. His wound is that his secret with Pootie, the High Priestess, to pull it off didn't happen. And he's married to the mob, and they're not pleased, and he's so furious. And just acting out, charging back. This is stupid. He's going to fall. What? So dumb. Charging back because he's more heartbroken over Saturn injustice than his own betrayals, because he doesn't see it as betrayal. It's like just the fact that USA exists as a democracy is like a betrayal to him for whatever reason. How are you guys doing? Oh, thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad. I know it's been a couple of weeks. It's been really crazy with the new year and trying to filter out, retrograde information. I need to go wash my hands, you guys. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Okay. Sorry, those cards are just so, they're so icky. And I didn't want to pick them up like that. So, am I done losing my mind? Oh, I have one more thing to tell you. So, the message is, we got this. Mr. J has the universe, the United States Galactic Center as a newborn, reborn again nation at his back. It's like what he's standing on. These guys are operating from the bad guys, from an old plan, old playbook that doesn't exist anymore. But they did get charged up because this Mars retrograde has really been giving them a false sense of security because they're so insecure. And a Mercury retrograde with bad ideas, okay? They're going to flop. It's just not going to work out the way that they think. So the last thing, Dr. Nancy, Pooty is jealous. He always has been. Yeah, he has a lot of, like, his insecurities are very much intimately tied to USA chart, and I forgot in what ways. But it's like he can't help him. He's, like, obsessed for a reason, okay? So, now, this was the full moon in Cancer on Friday, J6, that I'm not allowed to say or I'll buffer. And this was in the evening, and I know it's very colorful here. It is just so interesting. So I have a bunch of locations. I had to do, it's like now I feel like I have to throw twice on Texas because not only of Abbott and GOP down there, but because of Twitter Tesla having offices there. We have, what is this? Oh, Mar-a-Lago, Taiwan. We have Trump Tower, Russia, the Hague, and China. So we'll do this one first because it's easy. So when I did these full moon charts, I was like, that's interesting. 9 wands, 9 cups, reversed. In the 9th house, that's lands far away. For Russia, right here. Like, what's that about? 9 wands, 9 cups. So the 9 of wands, that's defenses are down. The 9 of cups, dream card, dream maker's not happening. But lands far away. I know that, you invaded. So just in the little bit that I've been able to look at, I'm like, who lines up with that? And some have in some regard. But I'm looking for both the 9 of wands and 9 cups. Looky here. Oh, hi, Texas. Texas had the 9 of cups and the 9 of wands reversed in the 7th house of partners. And they had the north node there. Like, this is their purpose that they're supposed to do is this 9 wands, 9 cups business. Who else had it? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. In the 1st house of self. Oh, no. This is the 2nd house. The 2nd house of money. Can you see this? I don't think you can. Let me make this. We'll make this orange. So down here in the area of money, Mar-a-Lago had the 9 of cups, the dream maker. And in this area, the 7th house, he had the 9 of wands. And the astrology card that he had here was the 9th house of faith. Do you see that? So it's like he's working with Texas to get something to help his pal far away. Do you see that? Isn't this crazy? I don't even want to draw these cards. I want to know, Donald, show me this 9 of cups. 9 wands. Texas 9 cups. 9 wands. Pooty, 9 wands reversed. 9 cups. Oh, the 10 of cups, the happy family, the GOP. And timing of doing something. The King of Swords. Courts, yes, they're very terribly afraid of S.C. Smith. Also, they get the 118th, but really it's about courts and decisions that are made that really are cutting into their security and their sense of happiness, dreams. Don Julio has this 9 of cups in the 2nd house of money. He has income because he conspired. He got this money because he conspired. And in the 7th house here, I'm conspiring with someone. I'm conspiring under the haze of 7 of Cups, 9 of Wands. This was supposed to be his happily ever after on J6, his new nation, the transactional. So he's getting money. This failed. Because it failed. Because he failed, he has to go through Texas, 9 of Cups, death, endings, changes, Tower. Reversed. Texas is not supposed to show this. Pooty, 9 Wands reversed. He is putting pressure on these guys with the mob. Pay me. Ugh. Okay. Who else had this combo? Because it has shown up in a couple more places. 9 Cups, 9 Wands, 9 Cups, 9 Wands. I think he knows. Oh, here, look at this. McCarthy, he's sworn in. Nope, that's just, oh, no, nope, no, sorry. Somebody has it, somebody has it, somebody has it. I want to say Mr. J knows. He definitely knows, and he's being patient. Who had it? Oh, here it is. Yes, he did. Mr. J had this. He had the, can you see this? He had this on the ascendant, the 9 of Wands. And he had the 9 of Cups over here in the 7th house of his opposition. What does that mean? He knows. He freaking knows, you guys. So his 9 of Wands here. 9 of Cups here. That's J6. The 9 of Wands, the leadership. He knows what happened. Opposition, 9 of Cups, dream maker, or he freaking knows. Don Julio conspired for this. And he knows that these guys are trying to overturn the failure into, make it into something. Did you get this? There goes my throat. It also showed up. Ugh. It where's my it showed up the 118th. What did I do with the bad deck? Where did I do with the bad deck? It showed up for the 118th. Where did I do those? I like so don't want to touch them. What else can I do here? I can do, what the heck? We're going to use these. It showed up for the 118th. The GQP. They are such a-holes. Duh. The GQP. It showed up here. Also, whoops. The 2nd house. 9 Wands. That's the leadership. And then the 6th house of public servants, military, the 9 of Cups. They're supposed to make someone's dream come true in the day-to-day operations. So the 118th GOP, why do you have this 9 of Wands here in your 2nd house of income? Because they're going to take action. And day-to-day, public servants, military, the 9 of Cups, dream maker, the Emperor. The Emperor says, the Emperor, the 8 of Pentacles, get to work. We got to get to work. This is like their machine that they've got going on all the time, whether it's propaganda, crypto to pay for it. This is the machine they've got going to stay in power. The Two of Swords to separate the things that they want and the things that they don't want and put out a new... The Two of Swords, the Two of Wands. This was Attorney General. The Two Swords, Two Wands. When he, June, was it 21st, 2022, went abroad to Ukraine looking for war crimes. Please don't buffer. He showed up with the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. The Two of Swords, Two of Wands. This Two Swords, Two of Wands shows up all the time. This is crazy. They have this. Oh, they're going to get so busted, you guys. So, their second house of income gains values, 118th GOP, they got caught up in something, the Hanged Man. They have another task to do that really, they're like being hung out to dry. You do this or else. Their challenge, the Seven of Swords, there's that Seven of Swords again. Their challenge is this trying to steal from the kitty? What are they, the Seven of Swords challenge here? They're challenged with what with the Seven of Swords? They're challenged with the Star, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Swords. They're challenged with their big idea to take action and take charge. That's what the Seven of Swords is. Because this is how they always got into power. Stealing elections. Oh my gosh. And then the Nine of Cups, the Dream Maker, day-to-day, military. These could be committees. Oh my God. This Two Cups, Three Swords show up all the time. Six of Cups, Dream Maker. They broke their promise, I think, because they could not fulfill this. Pooty is sitting on them, and that is their betrayal. They have to undo some things because of their betrayal to make everybody happy. Holy crap. Oh, and there is another. And with Mr. J welcoming... Welcome to the 118th. There was the Nine of Wands here in the 11th house of friends and networks and in the area of hidden enemies. Like the thing that's going to sink them. The Nine of Cups. So, welcome, he says, welcome, welcome, welcome. The 118th. The Nine of Wands, our networks here. The hidden enemy, that Nine of Cups, is gonna... Oh, gosh, this just feels like it hurts. Oh, we've got the Magician. He's going again. The Magician. His magic, his speech, declaring this is who the 118th is. I've got a new plan. Our network, the Nine of Wands, our scales of justice. The challenge. These guys, the challenge is they cannot make up new laws. They can't take from it or expand it, these networks. It's kind of like the status quo. This 118th. You can't make it something it is not. This is alchemy. You cannot transform it into something else. The hidden enemy then, welcome to the 118th. The High Priestess. The secrets don't have staying power. They cannot hide anymore. The High Priestess, the beginning, the end, the Trump rusher, that's the hidden enemy. And the P-Boys. All those investments that were made, all that money that was funneled in to make this happen. Not going to happen. It's not, this is the setting of his, well, this was the full moon that was earlier in the day. So this was the tone that was set before he gave that speech. Can you believe this? Isn't this crazy? Thank you. My throat is just... So that was, oh, and okay, and then this is the last thing that I discovered. Okay, so we know that S.C. Smith hired 2 prosecutors, and oh my goodness, I just got to look at them briefly, and boy, did I like what I saw. And the thing is, S.C. Smith and the 2 others are so clear and focused and working in tandem. I was shocked at this combination of cards that showed up right away and across all 3 of them. So it's got a really specific focus and purpose. Okay? Hi, Electra. It's a good one. We're talking about mostly when Mr. J welcomed the 118th and the power of setting that tone for like that amazing speech sets a tone basically the next 246 years. Even though we've got like stuff that we have to wade through, that's how powerful it was. That's why I was screaming. So back to these 3. I was shocked. Hermit, 2 Pentacles, Chariot. This was the card of the reading in the tarotscope exactly for both S.C. Smith and for, this is Ray H. Ray H, he is a DOJ guy, okay? They both exactly had this. But then this other guy, the other one that they got, David, I guess he used to work at The Hague. He had also the 2 of Pentacles, but also the 8 of Pentacles. Remember, that's like their machine. So I am looking at combinations, especially of this Hermit 2 Pentacles Chariot. So who had the Hermit 2 Pentacles Chariot? Oh, let's see. He had the Chariot in the area of secrets, though. Like, if I made a circle, it would be right on the border. So he is looped in that way. But we had the... So we got this for... He had these cards. Mar-a-Lago, Lindsay. Oh, and Mr. J. He knows what's going on, you guys. He knows what's going on. He's not going to waver. Whatever this is, he knows what it's about. And he's going to be conducting the house and their business in that regard. And he's going to hold the line no matter what. No matter what, because... This is like, do you understand? The House majority is involved, is a crime scene. And it involves an investigation. And Mr. J is not going to F that up. You got that? He knows what's going on. He is not going to do anything to spoil this. That's why he came out so clearly that we are not going to bend. And the House got that message, the Dem House. That blew me away. Oh my goodness. So who else had this? I think it was just these guys. Who else had, wait, someone else had this. Oh, and Veep. She is like another one that kind of like integrates everything sums up and kind of delegates. She is so powerful behind the scenes. It's just amazing. And I think these were the only ones, Lindsay, like that. I was like, what? So let's just grab some cards for Mal's Hermit, Two Pentacles, Chariot, Lindsay, Hermit, Two Pentacles, Chariot. Oop. What goes up must come down. The Fortune, they're the ones that are the activators for whoever needs help. Like they're transnational donors. Trying to keep balance. One foot in front of the other. They're the mercenaries. They're the ones that get the money. The quid pro quos. Mar-a-Lago, Hermit. So I think they picked them up on signals, intercepts, with the mob, the mafios. The Two of Pentacles, how data and information was, this is from Mar-a-Lago. You know, because of all those docs that were there. Chariot, moving stuff to the High Priestess. Do you understand this? He is caught. Top secret information. He stole, he took, he didn't care, and shared it. Lindsay, Hermit. He's got some news. He doesn't know quite what to do, but I think this place was always like, hey, come here, I got something for you. And he would have to do it. The Two of Pentacles, Balance, Queen of Cups, overturning the will of the U.S., the Chariot, and putting that plan out there. Oh my gosh. Such a weasel. Mr. J. Hermit. What do you know? Oh, I just got to look like, don't ruin it. May I share? Okay. I can't share that. I won't share that. I'll just share his. The United States. This is the go-between. Is that Jared? To the King of Pentacles? To steal. Mr. J. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. He knows. This is an active investigation. He knows the transactions and who was involved. The Two of Pentacles. Where's the Page of Pentacles? Was there just a Page of Pentacles? Someone with all the that was earlier, the person with the data. They got the people with the data, the information. Oh, and it's coming in fast. It is coming in fast. It was moved quickly, but they are moving Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands coming in quickly. Emperor, Five of Wands, 4. I just had the thought, did Pooty go into invade prematurely because they had to get things done? Weapon. This was to fulfill a different purpose. He knows. Veep, I'm sure she has pulled it all together, but this is what's going on. They're screwed, okay? So just trust me, they're screwed. Don't get upset and caught up in all this other garbage because what they're doing is moot. Number one, because of this incredible setting that Mr. J had with welcoming the 118th and said, we believe in the peaceful transfer of power, and did it. Okay? All that applies. Kevin takes the lead, and they know he's going to be effing around. But Mars, Mercury retrograde, it's not going to get off the ground, you guys. It is just so not worth it. They are not worth it, okay? So I am so glad I was finally able to share this with you. This was amazing. This was amazing. It was really good. Please listen to that speech as often as you can because it just helps amplify our purpose here with our Pluto return year and how Mr. J set out the framework for the next 246 years, okay? Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, wonderful moderators, as usual, and thank you so much for your lovely donations. was glad I was finally able to share this with you guys. I apologize for all of that horrible buffering. Hopefully after Mercury retrograde, we will be done with this, okay? Hi, Shelby. Thank you. Someone wants to be Darth Vader. Yes, yes. Thank you, Purple Sky. Thank you, Spiritual. Thank you, Bonnie. Love you, Aha. Thank you, Marie. You guys. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you. Oh, good night, Holly. You guys have a great evening. We'll catch up with you soon. Okay? Bye. Good night. Thank you. More paper, please. Good night.